Nothing ever actually matters in life. I keep reading this book. It's called Never Die with Zero. And I'm recommending this to a lot of people who are just like me, where they focus a lot on like the next thing. You're always focusing on building the business. You're focusing on like, building your career. You're always trying to get the next thing. And sometimes you feel a little bit lost in like this merry-go-round. And I always catch myself this. And I don't know if you're like this as well, but I personally feel like it's hard for me to be present. I have so much on my mind. There's so many things I want to do. It's hard for me to stay focused. But this book, I probably have read this book in 2025 like 4 or 5 times. And it's a consistent reminder to remind yourself, like, what is the thing that actually matters in life? And I'll tell you what it is, because it has nothing to do with the financials. Though you're going to get to a point in your life where like the finances are just finances. You can't take that shit to the grave. And it's nice having new cars and all that stuff. But you know what is even more important? It's the relationships that you have. It's experience that you have, the type of growth that you can have. I feel like that is by far the most important thing in life, where it's really not about like the obtaining the thing. It's like the journey on the way up. That's the thing that you look back on. It's like the character that you get to develop. You're basically a video game. You're the type of person where it's just like, life is literally like a video game. And you have control to literally dictate what type of game you want to live. And if you really see this life for what it is, it's really just like your adventure. You're slaying all these dragons along the way. And in the end, the material stuff doesn't matter. It gives you a lot of peace. So this book, Never Die with Zero, really talks about like, what is the thing that really matters? And when you think about this, like it's all based off of like timelines, right? So going up into like 20, 30 years old, there's certain things that you can accomplish and your experiences that you can do. Once you're reaching like 40, 50, as you start to move towards like 70, 80, there's less things you can do in life simply because you're limited physically. You could be in the best shape of your life, and whether you're like 90 years old or not, your capacity is going to shrink quite a bit. So you can't go to Machu Picchu. You can't do all these things once you're like 60. I'll tell you what is the most important thing though. It always comes down to this: the experiences that you get to live along the life. Like when you're 30 or 40 or 50, if you're just so focused on this one aspect, that literally doesn't matter in life. Like if you're the type of person, I'm talking to you, Asian person that fucking cares about your career a lot, this is for you. If you care so much about building your career and you forget about the thing that matters, the relationship that you have with your family, the relationship, the impact that you get to create with people around you, your body, your health and fitness, like literally the most important things, you will freaking regret this for the rest of your life. Because what's going to happen is you're going to be 40, 50, 60, you're going to retire. There's gonna be shit you can't do because you're freaking too old. You haven't been taking care of yourself. And then you're gonna feel this overwhelming feeling of, fuck, I wish I started sooner. And this is such a good book because it really reminds you, especially if you're super driven for your career, you're super driven for your business, you always wanna keep growing. If you forget about this one aspect, you will 100% regret this. Yeah.